What's going on, guys? So, I just want to make a super quick video today about breaking your limiting beliefs in general and specifically around money. So, there's a lot of people, including myself, who may have heard some things growing up that created a subconscious thought pattern or paradigm, whatever you want to call it, that created certain beliefs or thoughts around money, even if we don't want to think that or we don't want to believe that, we don't want to be aligned with that. It's something that is a bit programmed in us that we have to really work on or work around, right? Because I have to give you an example here, right? Like a lot of people will say, like maybe they heard someone growing up say, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that, or money's the root of all evil, or being rich doesn't make you happy. And if you get all those things ingrained in you, it might be hard for you to accept the idea of being wealthy, which is like a crazy concept, right? Like accept the idea of being rich. And sometimes I know for me personally, like that's something that I dealt with, and it almost felt like a bad thing to say that I want to be rich. Like I would feel like I was greedy or something. Like oh yeah, like I want to be like another rich person, blah blah blah. Well, to be honest with you, you know, with all due respect, like as a rich person, I am not really interested in, let's say, the show of material things, right? Like the like Ferraris, Bugattis, the whatever it is, right? Like the supercar, the several mansions. I've heard a couple of people say this before, and it's kind of funny, right? Like you can't sit in more than one car at one time, and you can't sleep in more than one bed or more than one house at one time. So, and on top of that, I also heard something recently about like the difference between billionaires and millionaires, and or at least one of the differences. And they were saying that the billionaire, well, they either just had one home or they were renting, like still renting, right? And that's a super hardcore paradigm shift, because you're thinking like, well, why would a billionaire still be renting an apartment, right? And it's all subconscious societal programming, like especially with like quote unquote like the American dream, right? It's like, oh yeah, they tell everyone what the good thing to do would be, right? Is like grow up and be a doctor and get a mortgage and then do this and that. Like that's the path. That's the things you have to do. And truthfully, the only important part about all that is being able to take care of your family and your future family too, like partner and kids. And this is a bit of a tangent here, although it seems like a lot of people have been convinced nowadays that like climbing the corporate ladder and putting off having children and this and that is like a really great idea. And you're seeing like a massive population decline with like the US and like in other places too, right? Like Korea, China, Japan, and they're actually starting to try to implement things to reverse that. And that's a bit of a tangent to, of course, money is helpful because you want to be able to help yourself and help others close to you, right? And you have to rewire some of these beliefs. It wouldn't be greedy, right, to do those things, because you want to take care of those close to you. You want to be able to help people, maybe mentor people, maybe give to a charity or something like that. And so breaking some of these limiting beliefs around money requires you to flip some of those mindsets, those quotes that I told you about, right? Like money does grow on trees, right? And money is not the root of all evil. Money is the root of a lot of good things too. And you can just think of it as a resource. It's not about cash or money, right? You think of it as a resource that you can exchange to provide value. You invest in a business, help people, and then money. The money doesn't buy happiness. Like it can really help you be healthy and help those close to you be healthy and create this happiness, right? And it's crazy because you can see it even in my own mind. Like I'm stumbling over those thoughts because they've been so deeply ingrained growing up. So if you can break these things, because really it's hilarious once you finally think about it. Like money is literally all around us. It's just a resource used to invest in yourself and help people. And there's people, for example, this is not financial advice, by the way, but there's people like Robert Kiyosaki, who you can see that they see money as a bit of a joke, right? Like he consistently invests and takes out loans, so technically like goes into debt to invest into things like real estate and other things in order to produce more money, like use the $1 to multiply it. So breaking your limiting beliefs around money is so important, because you'll stay stuck if you don't. So you have to realize that it's all around you, right? And there's lots of ways that you can produce value to help people, right? In exchange for that value, exchange for that mentorship, exchange for that whatever it is, so that you can create this level of financial abundance in your life. And sometimes that's just opening up to what's around you during your day. Maybe just like talking to that person who seems interesting to you in the room, right? Like striking up different conversations, maybe getting out of your comfort zone and putting yourself in the right rooms, telling the right people what you want to accomplish, right? Like maybe some business owners or people that have more healthy mindsets rather than a lack mindset, right? Like you want to talk to people who are also ambitious and maybe entrepreneurial, because to be honest with you, like this is something that I'm working through right now, right? And I'll make another video on this when I've completely shifted that paradigm. All I want to say for now is I totally understand where you're coming from if this seems difficult for you, because you can hear as I'm speaking, it's like I want to shift that paradigm, like the mentality around this, and I realize that there's some things that have made it challenging from some of my programming as a kid. So all I can say is start really consciously thinking about these things, like what is your mindset when you're making certain decisions financially? How are you thinking about it? And then also think about, how would you feel if you just had like $1 billion to your name, right? Like how would that make you feel? in your mind and in your body. Like that's another Joe Dispenza gem. Check him out, Dr. Joe Dispenza. But like, feel what that would feel like in that future scenario that you want, because your mind doesn't really know the difference between, you know, your thoughts and what's happening in reality. So if you can create that vision, because usually not having a vision, like you can't picture it or visualize it, is something huge that's holding people back. Because all they do is like they think about it, or maybe they write it down, and they don't really like get it out. Like they don't know what the real vision is that they want for their life, like who they want to be, which is why they stay stuck, right? Like imagine just like floating through life unintentionally, or being told what to do, right? Because a lot of people are told what to do. Like, okay, Jimmy, when you grow up, be a doctor, do this, get a mortgage, go into student debt, do this and that. And it's like all these things are counterintuitive to what might actually get you into this place of super like hardcore health and abundance in every area of your life. And I know that sounds funny. It's true though. So just think, if you can feel and experience the emotions of what that would be like to be rich. Let's just call it like it is, right? Like, you know, you can tell like it's hard for me to say it because I'm shifting the paradigm now. Think about and feel what it would be like to be rich and be able to help other people, be able to support your family or your future wife and kids. Like, that's amazing, right? Or invest in your own business or some friends' businesses, and being able to grow together, being able to actually do what you really want, right? Like you know, maybe oftentimes it's some sort of creative endeavor, and maybe not in the stereotypical sense like art or, you know, something like that. Though oftentimes we've gotten the creativity sucked out of us growing up. Not everybody, though some of us have gotten it sucked out of us societally, and it creates a situation where we don't think as freely and we don't go for that big idea. We think, oh, like that might not work, and you're just making yourself smaller, right? So that's a good place to end this video, right? Is feel right now what it would be like to authentically be your best self, that future person you really want to be. Like, how do they act, what do they do, and just do that right now, right? Like, not filtering yourself, just being unapologetically you, like bringing out some of that creativity and being at play with your life, and being able to go for these things that you really want, and being more like at play with your life, your day. This is going to be a massive shift for you, and I really hope this helps. Like I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, because this is something that I'm going through now, but I hope this helps, and you got this.